Well, hello folks, this is Jeff with Jeff and Ben's Outdoors, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a table similar to this. This is 100% cedar, a cedar slab about 16-18 inches wide, 4 inches thick, and it's probably 32 inches long. It's got 4x4 cedar legs, and I mortise and tenon, so it's pretty solid. And what I want to do is make one maybe bigger than this one. This is more like an end table, and we're using it in our house as a coffee table, but I need one bigger than this, and I'm going to show you and give you a few tips and tricks that I do that I've learned a long time ago. It'll save you some a lot of work in the process of building this table. So hang on folks, and hopefully I can share some tips and tricks with you that may help you on flattening your slab, save you a lot of work and time. And hang on and we'll see what we can come up with. Now folks, I've had this slab stored in this Dodge, full-size Dodge van for, I know, at least 5 or 6 years, and it's probably dried out pretty good to where I can use it. And I'm going to try to make the legs out of that 4x6. I'll have to cut it down, trim it, and there's some live edge on it. I'll try to incorporate it into the legs. The other side of this slab, it's got a few burn spots I'll have to sand out, but it was too good a piece of wood to just throw away. So we'll get it loaded up, get it took down to the garage where we're going to work on it, and show you the process that we're going to be going through. There's a few chainsaw marks right here where the guy cut it up and kind of disfigured it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get a full length slab or make another 36-inch table like the other one that I showed you in the video. But anyway, it's about 2.5–3 inches thick. And then I've got some more that's not near as wide. It's been in here for 4 or 5 years. So we'll piece together something, make it pretty anyway. All right folks, I wanted to talk just a little bit about this slab wood. This native Tennessee cedar, red cedar. I got this particular slab from a friend of mine, and I've had it stored about 5 years in a van, and there's several different things I'd like to discuss and maybe talk about in this video. My plans initially were to make at least a 4-foot coffee table, and we may still be able to get that, but we're going to have to sacrifice in our width because of these chainsaw marks. But when you get a slab like this, you got to step back and look at it and see what you've got to work with. And right through here we've got some soft spots. These big cedars, usually the middle rots out of them. It's hard to get good cedar slabs with any width to them at all, because the tree just, when it gets a certain age, it starts rotting in the core of the tree. So looks like I'm going to have to start and cut off right here. Now you could epoxy this. A person could dig this out and put epoxy in there, and like I said, there's various different ways that you can work with this wood. But I was noticing the bark and the live edge right here, and I could possibly continue that below this chainsaw mark and come up this way and take that out, and it'll still look just like the natural curve of the tree. You really wouldn't be able to tell. And cut it off about right here, so I could still end up with probably a 4-foot table. Another thing that you got to look at is once you've dried your slab for a year or two, there's a thing that's called cupping. That's when the actual wood will bow up this way and cup. And then you got what's called bowing, and that's when the length of the wood actually bows up, comes up and bows up. And then of course you got your twist. When you look down the edge, you can see if there's a twist. Thankfully this slab didn't do that. It stayed pretty consistent over the years. But one thing you can do, say you had a bow through the middle and it bowed, to save yourself a lot of grinding and cutting and trying to level, you can actually take it back to the band mill or sawmill where you got it from and let him just skim the top off and then flip it over and skim the back. Once it's dried, it'll pretty much hold its shape after that. So that's a tip that I taught myself years ago and saved me a lot of work. Of course, we don't do this very much anymore, but we're going to try to make us a little coffee table here. So what I'm going to end up with when I trim this off, I'm still going to have I don't know, I guess that's 13-14 inches maybe. I would rather have the full length of it, and we could still even come up right here and go around and then come down and then go briskly up right there and kind of keep it consistent. So that's what we got to work with, folks, and I think it's going to look real good once we get it done. And we'll continue showing you the process of what we do. And then this bottom piece is a old mantle that I had and never did use. We'll get our leg pieces out of that, and maybe even some leg pieces when we trim this off. We can get some leg pieces here. I want to try to keep the legs consistent with the thickness of the top, make it look uniform. So we'll get on that and show you the next step in the process. All right, first thing I like to do when measuring out my wood project is, this is a 4-foot T-square, and so I know from here down to the end is 4 feet. I want to get this wood as squared up as I can. So if you'll lay this T-square out and see, this is the chainsaw marks that I need to cut off, and you got to get some idea of where you're going to square up at. So to the outside down, you can see how much wood I'd be losing, but never mind this, we're going to leave that on there. We're going to be grinding here to here off, so we can keep it as wide as we can keep it. The other side's in good shape, we won't mess with that. So what we're going to end up with is we're going to find the straight edge on both ends, cut it off, and then just work with the wood. It doesn't have to be consistently like this live edge coming in. That's natural. So, and you can see how it come out. Basically what we're going to do is continue this part and just come on out just like the wood. And right here is the only trouble that's going to make it look, you know, like it's not uniform. but we don't have no choice really. We got to get that out. So I may even actually cut like come out this way instead of going back here and come out this way. Every little bit of this wood that we can save and come out like this, that'll get rid of this mark, and then come in. We'll make that slab look natural and keep the width. Let's see how wide we are here. So right here, we're 15 to that chainsaw mark. Roughly 16 to that one, and then 15 and a half. So we're going to consistently, that's 17, 16 and a half, and then out here on the end, see, we're back to 16. So on both ends, it's going to taper in to about 15 and a half, 16 inches. So it's going to look consistent. See this, how it comes in, it goes out, comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out. This side will end up being the same way. It's in, and then it's going to come out, and then go in. That's natural right there. And then when we take this mark out, it's going to come out, and then go back in here. And I wish that would have been an inch or two shy, but anyway, it's still going to look good. And we're not going to mess with the rotted end, which is not real bad, but we're still going to be able to get our 4-foot coffee table out of that. So we'll mark that up and square it and cut those ends off. And then over here, we're going to try to get 4 consistent legs. And you can see how this comes in. So I need to get 2.5, 3 inches, whatever the thickness of the slab is. Need 4 of them legs out, and I'll be able to get that out of that, I'm pretty sure, because this thing is 4 inches thick. And you can see there's some decay right here, so we got to work around, but you just have to work with it. And one reason these slabs are like this is because when you're buying a slab, to keep from having to pay premium price, you want to get knotted up and, you know, marked up. You want to get some that you have to, has little minor discrepancies, little bad places here and there. And you can get them a lot cheaper, but if you want one that looks perfect and consistent and stuff, you're going to pay a premium price for it. And I don't know about you, I'm all about saving money, time, and energy. So that's our plans. We're going to mark it up and we'll get back with you.